Welcome to the Stock Trading Show, where we focus on rules-based trading. So, as always, this video is not financial advice and is for entertainment purposes only. This is my personal analysis, and obviously you should always do your own research and make decisions based upon your own analysis. I'm not a trading guru. I don't have any secrets that guarantee me profits on every trade. My approach is simply rules-based trading based on technical analysis. All right, so let's take a look at the news. Price action will behave for technical reasons until there's a fundamental reason not to. So what I mean by this is that price will obey technical patterns and levels until new information that overwhelms the technical variables, like say Jerome Powell saying something or a CPI data release, right? So the news I watch for is the Fed, any Fed-related news, CPI, PPI, or NFP news, or any news that will impact these variables. So, again, things like that affect inflation or interest rates. All right. So this week I'm watching Tuesday for job openings, Thursday for jobless claims and consumer credit, and then on Friday unemployment and wage data. And so these news events not only can introduce volatility to the price action, which can make us get emotional about our trading, but more importantly, these news events can lead to changes in the market. The market only has three options, right? Trend, range, or reverse. When we have a news catalyst, I'm watching to see how the market reacts and whether it changes the current market conditions. For example, if we're in a trend, does the trend continue or does the news cause the market to enter a range or reverse? I'll watch price action after these events, and these three events will impact expectations about what the Fed will do about interest rates, and that's really the main market driver these days. All right, so let's talk about SPY. Let's see what it's doing on the weekly. And so, we're at an important level here. That 460 mark is so critical. And so we'll be watching that. If we can close over that on the weekly chart, that would be very bullish, obviously. I do have a position here, so I'll be watching to see if we get a breakout and some follow through over that mark. You can see we've had 5 straight weekly bull candles, which indicates a strong trend. Bears are going to try and defend that July 27th high, however, so we're really interested in that. All right. Another great interest on SPY is this pattern that is developed. Some bulls may be interpreting this as a cup and handle. It's not a perfect cup and handle, right? Because we've started down here rather than up here. But even though it's not perfect, if you're bull, you probably like how this is shaping up overall, and thinking that any breakout over this 460 mark is going to get us up to 480 before we see more resistance. All right. On the daily, you can see we're at an important level. Again, just reiterates that 460 level is going to be watched very closely. We had a lot of tight trading going on, which is kind of nice to see. And there's a closer illustration of it on the 30-minute. Right. So the fact that we had 6 trading days of consolidation suggests to me at least that the bears aren't very strong. I like to see that consolidation. People just content to hold on to their shares, waiting for a higher price before they're ready to sell. Now the question is that price 460 or is that price 480? But the fact that we haven't seen any heavy selling as we get close to that 460 mark, if you're a bull, that's encouraging. All right, let's take a look at that Nifty 50 at this point. Looks strong, healthy looking trend here. If we do get a market pullback in SPY, then myself personally, I'll be looking to get an entry on that Nifty 50 as close to that trend line as possible. So might not be a bad entry if I can get that to pull back there. All right. Obviously, big time in the news these days. Bitcoin's had a nice run. It's tapping that upper Bollinger Band, which has traditionally resulted in a pullback. But from a technical standpoint, there's no obvious resistance level really until we get to 48 right here. So, a bullish scenario shaping up. I like this into the high 40s before we get some kind of pullback pressure. We'll see. All right. Nvda. A lot of folks like trading Nvda. We're in a range on Nvda. 500 seems like a strong psychological level here. Unless we get a fundamental catalyst, then, from a technical perspective, we could see this run back down. The strength of the overall market could provide some price support if we break over that 460 and rush to 480. maybe we see a run in Nvidia. But in general, right, we see this in a range, and it's just not that interesting of a technical pattern at this point, unless maybe you're a bear and you're wanting to sell down to 400. I'm a buyer at that lower end of the range. Obviously, if we get to 400, that seems like a nice support level. Could be interesting at that price level. Apple, this one's interesting. All right, so we've got that nice bull flag or bull wedge from a technical standpoint. This is bullish, and with some nice consolidation on the 30-minute chart, you can see there. That makes this interesting, and I'll probably look to enter a position on Apple early this week. The main concern here is the overall market. Again, if it hits that 460 and pulls back hard, that could drag Apple down with it. But again, very bullish pattern here with some nice consolidation. Yeah, I think you've got to like this up close to 200. And then for swing idea, just watching Adobe. We've primarily because we've had a stage 1 base and now a stage 2 base that lasted around 4 or 5 months. So very nice base. And as a general approach to swing trading, I'm looking for stocks breaking out of a base or tight consolidation, which is what we've got there. Concern with Adobe's on the daily chart, which is from a pattern perspective, we see an expanding triangle. So if we see this, if we see the price action on this one break out over that triangle and then find support, I've drawn that blue line there. This will be interesting if it does that. But if you can see it pulled back, we'll see what happens here. It's interesting to me from a swing opportunity that could develop in the next little while. Primarily right now I'm just watching Adobe and that 5-day moving average. If we can close, if the stock closes over that 5-day moving average, then this one could be interesting for me. But again, that daily pattern's a major concern. So it would have to close over that 5-day and then break out over that pattern and hold and find that as support. All right, well, that's a wrap for the first episode of the Stock Trading Show, daily review of the market, most popular stocks in just 6 to 8 minutes or less. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.